Oh my God. Hi, everyone. I want to thank you all for joining us for our Funder Success Annual Giving 2018-2019 webinar. I am Elisa Leveraging, Fund Development Manager at Girl Scouts Heart of the Hudson. I just want to say thanks, everyone, for joining. For today's presentation, everyone is going to be on mute, and I'd ask that we can hold all questions until the end. Please feel free to use the chat window anytime you have a question. If one comes up, I will answer it at the end. If not, feel free to email me and we can answer them offline. Firstly, I just want to play a quick video for everyone. All right, and every girl in that video was a Girl Scouts Heart of the Hudson girl. So quickly, let's get to our agenda. I realize that time is important. I just want to review today the positive role and impacts of the Girl Scout program, and I'll touch on what our numbers look like here at Girl Scouts Heart of the Hudson. Then I'm going to take a couple of minutes to talk about the campaign itself and provide you some key details and pointers. This presentation is also going to touch on the role of the annual giving chair, and we'll give you a quick look at the resources and materials we have to help you with your campaign. So I would like to just do a quick introduction about myself. Again, I'm Elisa Leveraging, Fund Development Manager here at Girl Scouts Heart of the Hudson in the Pleasantville office. I am a lifelong Girl Scout from Ardsley. I've been a staff member with GSHH since 2010 in different roles, and I joined the Fund Development Department in 2015. Also, an introduction I'd like to do, she hasn't been able to join us today, but my Director of Development is Deb Bogdansky. She is a troop leader. She was a Girl Scout troop leader, an adult trainer. She was part of a Red Cross training. She was a camp director, and she was part of the board of directors with Sarah Wells and GSHH. You'll see her contact information below, as well as mine on the previous slide. As always, feel free to copy this down. Take some time to reach out to us anytime that works for you. Questions, concerns, successes, anything that you'd like to share. So let's touch on the impact of GSHH. Girl Scouts Heart of the Hudson covers Dutchess, Orange, Putnam, Rockland, Sullivan, Ulster, and Westchester counties, serving urban, suburban, and rural girls in urban, suburban, and rural areas. At the close of our 2017-2018 Girl Scout year, we had 25,103 girl members. We had 10,501 adult members, and we had roughly 2,520 troops. Of these girls, 110 earned their gold award, and 192 earned their silver awards. The information that you're seeing on this slide comes from GSRI, or the Girl Scout Research Institute. You can view this full report and get more information on GSRI on our website. But right here, we're just focusing on the idea that when women who were Girl Scouts as girls, especially those who were members for more than 3 years, display more positive outcomes to a greater degree than women who were not Girl Scouts. There's a fun little fact you can share with anybody who may be a potential donor to this organization. So I'd also just quickly like to touch on what your support did for us in 2017-2018. Some of you might be new to annual giving this year, or Girl Scouting in general this year. Some of you may have been around for some time. So what I think I want to focus on is really showing what we have done with your dollars. Again, a lot of donors like this information, so please feel free to share this with anyone who may be interested. We had 4,472 girls able to experience a Girl Scout leadership program through scholarships. We had over 103 girls able to participate in an action-packed summer camp adventure thanks to GSHH camperships. And we've had multiple property improvements at our camps and buildings, including a new nature center at Rock Hill. That should be slated to be close to completion in spring or summer of 2019. So keep an eye out for that. I know everybody here is really excited. Our girls are excited. Progress has been made. So that's definitely something we're all looking forward to. Now, coming up in 2019, we're planning to develop a state-of-the-art program center at our Montgomery location. And from that, we're going to follow it with improvements at our Pleasantville office to make sure that we can give girls the best possible Girl Scout experience on our properties that they can get. GSHH also will continue to look for and apply for grants and corporate support, but individual support to Girl Scouts out of the Hudson is also extremely important. So I just want to back up for a quick second and really talk about exactly what annual giving is. For those who may not know, annual giving is Girl Scouts Heart of the Hudson's campaign, or you may hear it referred to as the Fund Her Success campaign. And it's the opportunity for families and friends of Girl Scouts Heart of the Hudson to make financial contributions to the organization, which will directly benefit our girls. Again, this is another good piece of information for you to have if you are looking to ask someone for money and they're curious about what exactly annual giving is. Next, I want to jump into a couple of questions, talk about some key points that come up when you talk about donating. What about the $25 membership dues that I pay for my daughter to join Girl Scouts? Well, that $25 goes directly to Girl Scouts of the USA. It will provide for insurance-related fees at the national level. It helps with adult trainings and helps to certify adults to run Girl Scout programming to their best of their abilities. But it is not funds that are paid directly to Girl Scouts Heart of the Hudson. So not one penny of that $25 comes to GSHH. I already pay dues to my daughter's troop. Why am I being asked to donate? It's important to note that for GSHH, the direct cost per each registered girl is just under $250 each year. This is between program costs, adult support, along with property uses, etc. Unfortunately, while the program fees and our shop or product sale revenue is extremely helpful, there is still a gap of approximately $55 per girl every year that Girl Scouts Heart of the Hudson must cover. This is where our Fund Her Success campaign comes in. These numbers that you see here are reported out each year, both in the IRS 990 and our audited financials, which are filed by GSHH. You can also find more information on this at our website. Another question, I already give my time as a troop leader. Why do I need to give more? As we always say, thank you. Thank you for donating your time and your energy to serve as a troop leader and or any of the other multiple volunteer roles that you may have. As a volunteer-led organization, we cannot provide our programs and services without you. So again, thank you. And while your volunteering is critical to our success, so is the need for financial support. At Council, we create an attainable yearly annual giving goal for each service unit that is based not only on the number of girls registered, but also based on each service unit's previous money-raising ability. We hope that your service unit can not only achieve this goal, but exceed it. Another conversation that might come up is how come corporations and foundations don't give financial support? Well, the answer is that they do. And we ask corporations and foundations for financial support each year, and we will always continue to do so. An interesting statistic, however, is that for nonprofits, the largest percentage of donors and the greatest amount of money raised comes from individuals. An individual is categorized as a donor who is not part of a larger organization, who is not part of a company or business. An individual is a mother, a father, a neighbor, a brother, an aunt, a troop leader, anyone who is just an individual who wants to contribute to the success of Girl Scouts Heart of the Hudson. Last year, over 91% of our donations came in from individuals, which made up over 66% of our total revenue. Here are some ways that you can participate in the Fund Her Success campaign. Aside from one-time donations that most leaders or parents will make in a year, we always have the opportunity for you to make multiple donations, whether it's on a quarterly or a monthly basis through our secure website. That means if you set it up on there, or you can give us a call to set it up. If you'd like your credit card to get charged once a month, we can make that happen. If you'd like it charged every other week, we can make that happen. Workplace campaigns, whether it's payroll deductions or matching gifts, are also a great opportunity. A lot of us, should really look to use the opportunities that our employers provide for us. So take a walk down to your HR department or maybe your payroll department. See if your company offers payroll deductions and matching gifts. What a payroll deduction is let's say you go to HR and you say, you know, I really feel a strong support for Girl Scouts and I want to contribute. Can you please take $10 from each of my paychecks and send it to Girl Scouts Heart of the Hudson? If your company offers this option, they will do that for you. Alternatively, or even on top of that, I should say, is a matching gift. So let's say your workplace will allow you to deduct $10 a paycheck and send it to Girl Scouts Heart of the Hudson. They may even do one better and say, you know what? Because you're giving $10 a month to Girl Scouts, let's double it to $20 a month or $20 a paycheck to Girl Scouts. So again, definitely use your resources and your employers because that is something, you know, that's really giving a donation without the money coming out of your individual pocket. You know, those are some of the ways that I find can really increase your giving without hurting your bottom line so much. There also is the option about sharing some stock. So I would suggest reaching out to Deb Bogdansky directly on that. I won't want to take up the time on the webinar to discuss stock shares. But again, you have her email and her phone number. Anyone who might be interested in that, we are gladly able to help you navigate that situation. Another option is a troop gift. Sometimes you'll know your troops will run their fall product sales or their cookie sales and do some money earning activities. And at the end of the year, your troop account might have a substantial amount of money in it. What we've had some troops do is they choose to, when they end their year, that they would like to give some money back to Girl Scouts to you know, allow other girls to experience what they might have experienced that previous year, or to help council build another platform tent at Brock Hill, or to, you know, insert anything here, anything that means a lot to girls. We would love to make sure that we can help them to donate back to us in the terms of course, you know, the girls aren't asking for money, but they would like to donate our money back to us so that we can turn it around and put it right back into our council and will enable us to give them the best Girl Scout experience that they can get. Here are some tips in being creative. What you'll notice is that sometimes, you know, you might have someone in your community, maybe someone who was a lifelong Girl Scout, and if they've recently passed away, a wonderful way to honor them is to make a donation in their memory. We also will always, we have some wonderful individuals who have left some money for us in their wills. That's always an option, and we do have a whole different society called the Juliette Gordon Low Society about that. For more information, please reach out. Again, I don't want to clog up this webinar with other information, but that's something that people have done, and it's a wonderful, wonderful assistance for us. As mentioned in the previous slide, the matching gift or a volunteer grant. What a volunteer grant is let's say, for example, a company such as Verizon. Maybe you're a troop leader and you work for Verizon. You have given 3 hours a week to your troop meeting every week. You submit your paperwork to your organization to say, yes, I have spent 12 hours a month on my Girl Scout service unit or my Girl Scout troop meeting. And some companies, not all, but some companies will pay for that, and they will give us a donation for the hours that you have contributed to Girl Scouting. So again, that's another wonderful way for you to raise funds for annual giving without physically taking them out of your pocket. A small business ask. That to me is when maybe you own a family business. Maybe your neighbor owns a business. Maybe the local pizzeria where you take your girls after they have their troop meetings. Or maybe you have your meetings at a restaurant or at you know, some sort of other business in the area. These are wonderful ways and wonderful organizations that are part of our community, and they a lot of times are always willing to help us and to donate to us in order to make sure that we keep Girl Scouting as good as it can be for our girls. Special events, that's also another example where we have, let's say a service unit does a father-daughter dance, or let's say a service unit does a Halloween party. Usually for those events, your service unit will charge a couple of dollars, you know, maybe $8 or $10 a girl to cover some of the costs for that event. What other units have done in the past successfully is add a few dollars to that girl fee for your event and donate that to annual giving. So let's say instead of charging $8 a girl to attend the Halloween dance, you charge $11 a girl or $12 a girl. This is a way that you can donate a large sum of money from your service unit. And if your service unit is okay with it, you don't have to calculate it by the girl. You don't have to do exactly that. It can just be a one lump sum donation from your service unit, which cuts down on paperwork, which cuts down on tracking, and which allows us to definitely track correctly without as much of a risk of any error on either end. So those are fantastic ideas. Another special event, something that actually happened over the summer, was for those of you in Westchester who are familiar in Yonkers with Alamo Drafthouse Cinema. That movie theater reached out to me and said, hey, every summer we run a kids camp, which basically means they play certain movies during the week, during the day for young kids in the summer, and they will choose a charity to donate their proceeds to. So I said, that's a wonderful idea. They chose Girl Scouts Heart of the Hudson to be their charity of choice for the month of August, and they donated over $2,600 to us. So again, that's kind of, you can mix a special event with a business ask in that sense. There's a lot of wonderful corporations in our area that are always willing to give back. So use those to your advantage. Take a look around your neighborhood and say, you know what, this is a great place. We love to take the kids all the time. Let's see if they want to help and, you know, donate back to our community, to our girls in Girl Scouting. Another thing, just a quick reminder too, just remind everyone, all of your donors, that every donation is tax deductible. So that's for a business, that's for an individual, that's for anyone. For any amount of money that you donate to Girl Scouts Heart of the Hudson, every penny of it is tax deductible. Another quick tip that I found to be extremely successful over this last year is Facebook fundraisers. I know we all have Facebook pages, our kids have Facebook pages, family, friends, and Girl Scouts Heart of the Hudson is a registered nonprofit through Facebook, and therefore you can create a fundraiser on your own personal page, or maybe your troop has a Facebook page, maybe your service unit has a Facebook page, and you can create a fundraiser, and the best part about it is all proceeds come directly to Girl Scouts Heart of the Hudson. Facebook does not charge any fee or take any portion of those donations. So that's been a huge thing for us. A lot of the donation software or donation opportunity companies that we find always are charging a credit card processing fee, or, you know, just in some way, shape, or form, they're taking a piece of a donation. So we've found that Facebook has become one of our most successful and the one we'd like to use because they don't take a penny from us. What I also like about the Facebook fundraisers is that you're able to share your fundraiser or share a personal story about Girl Scouting to people outside of your typical Girl Scout community. So as we know on Facebook, you know, maybe you have friends and then friends of friends, and your Facebook friends and Facebook community is different than your Girl Scout community. This is a way to get Girl Scouting out into the public rather than just in our sister circle of Girl Scouts. Another opportunity on Facebook I find is if you have a great success story, if your daughter, you know, won an award, if your daughter had some great experience with Girl Scouts that she loves to share, or even yourself as a leader, as a service unit person, any success or any wonderful experience that you've had, a Facebook fundraiser is a great place to tell that story, because not only are you telling it to your followers, that could be shared between many, many different branches of people. So that's where I find to be a success. I have more information on how to create a Facebook fundraiser. There's a link that I can email to everyone, but also feel free to reach out by email, phone to me anytime, and I could walk you through it. It's extremely simple, and it's proven to be, again, a wonderful success. So how can you make your donations? Firstly, online. In the sake of going green and trying to save some trees, we have not printed as many hard copy materials as we have in the past, including the flyers and the brochures. So we are encouraging people to donate online. However, if your unit still would like some paper, or you have a specific troop leader or certain parents that are still ready to donate the old way with paper, absolutely feel free. Give me a call, let me know. I can arrange to either deliver some to you, I can mail them to you, you could pick them up from me in any of our, or really pick them up in any office. So we do still have paper materials. We just are not if certain units would like electronic, which some of you have, that's kind of the road we went down. But as always, feel free to reach out. I have plenty of paper. On our website, when you donate, you will see a whole page that allows you to put in the girl, the troop number, the service unit. Just please make sure if you do have parents donating that way that they give us that information, because then we can track it exactly to the girl, make sure that our records are extremely correct in which girl donated how much money, or which family donated which money to which girl and which troop. So that's an important piece of it. What you'll start to see again coming up this fall is I will send out a monthly report, which will show the details of each donation per service unit. Make sure you keep a lookout for this email and let me know right away if you see any errors or any discrepancies. You know, it's as easy as the wrong click of a mouse. We're only human. Sometimes we make an error. If we get a manual donation, we might put it in as 50 instead of 55, or 5 instead of 500. It's you know, easy to make a mistake. So just make sure if you see anything on your end that looks different, give me a call right away so that we can give it a change. I also emailed out to each of you earlier this month the electronic copy of the flyer for 2018-2019. You can feel free to send this to anyone you'd like. That document can go out by email to family, friends, leaders, non-Girl Scouts, anyone that you'd like. We'd appreciate the share. We'd love to be able to expand our donor database in that sense. Also, if you have someone who would still like to donate the traditional way, whether it's by check, you know, in the mail, they don't necessarily need to use a Girl Scouts Heart of the Hudson envelope. They can feel free to put a check in the mail in any old envelope they have. We all have that Con Ed envelope lying around at home that we all just keep throwing out. So recycle that paper, send that into us. Just make sure you include the girl, the service unit, and anything other specific. If you have a donation that is meant to go to something specific, just make sure that we have that information so we can track it correctly. What you'll also see on our website when you go through girlscoutshh.org/donate is the page you'll land on will populate every campaign we have live at that time. So if we're running a summer camp campaign, you can donate to that. Our Fund Your Success will, of course, be live till September 30th, 2019. But if we have other things, Giving Tuesday will be coming up. That is the Tuesday after Thanksgiving. It's technically considered the National Donation Day when all nonprofits or everyone really kicks off the holiday season. So keep an eye out for that. But anything you'd like to donate to, even if you don't see it listed on the website, let's say you want to make a restricted donation to a specific summer camp or a specific scout house that you love, that is always possible. Give me a call. We can make that work. I can take that donation for you directly and make sure that money gets to where it's supposed to be. So now I quickly want to touch on the campaign roles, especially of the annual giving chair. So as the chair, you'll want to make sure that you meet with your troop leaders to give them all the information that you've learned today, or feel free to give your troop chair or your troop leaders my information and they can contact me directly. We would hope that you'll work with your team, with your service unit team and your troop leaders to discuss both your service unit goal and your plan on how you would like to meet and exceed that goal. Now, the time frame for your campaign depends on what works best for your community. If you're a community that does a big fall camping weekend, maybe the fall is not the right time for you to kick off annual giving. Some do it around the holidays. Some service units like to do it for Girl Scout Week in March. Others will do it over the summer, even though technically, we know everybody kind of checks out a little bit for the summer. It's a great downtime without everybody being busy with school and sports and this and that. That's a wonderful time to host it too. The only thing to remember is please make sure any donation gets to council or is deposited in the bank before September 30th, 2019, because any monies that come in after that, starting October 1st, 2019, will count towards our 2019-2020 fiscal year. So that's just something that I like to push very, very early in the year. If your troop leaders are giving you donations, send them to me right away. I know it could be a pain to get to the bank or you want to fill out the deposit slips, this and that, mail them all into me. Speaking of bank deposit slips, I have hard copies. If you do not have any remaining for your specific service unit's annual giving bank account, I can provide you with those. just make sure if you are making a donation that you in fact do have the correct deposit slip. Because if you're depositing into the cookie account or you're depositing into a fall product sale account, it's going to take some time and a lot of work for us to pull that money back out and make sure it gets coded correctly to annual giving. If you're confused at all, even in the bank, give me a call. Sometimes what people find easier is just come to Pleasantville. You can find me in the fund development office on the second floor if you're in Westchester. If not, please feel free to go into any any office, and they can send your donations down to me. I will make sure that I take care of them. I'll make sure that they are receipted. You can mail them to me to my attention. Whatever works for you. I just want to make this as easy as we can. But if you are going to be going to the bank to deposit your own money, just make sure you have the correct slip. And again, I have more for you if necessary. And I'd say earlier this month, you probably received an email from me that contained the troop and service unit bookkeeping forms. Make sure you send these forms and information back to us, especially if you do deposit through the bank, because this is the only way we'll have an idea of which girls donated which money, or which family donated which money. If you don't like the format of our bookkeeping forms, feel free to use your own. I just ask that you use something that's a little bit organized, whether it's a Google Doc or whether it's a Google Sheet, maybe it's an Excel spreadsheet, just something that you can organize a girl's name, a parent's name, a truth number, the date of the donation, and the amount of the donation. Again, we just want to make sure all of our records are up to date. Now we'll talk quickly about some campaign resources. These resources are designed to help you run a successful campaign, and they are all available on our website. I can email them to you as well if you'd like, if you have a hard time finding them. My suggestion on our website is to use the search bar in the top right corner. Type in the word forms. Once you do that, you'll see another pop-up, or you'll see another search bar that pops up kind of in the middle of the page once you access forms. In there is where you can type Fund Her Success or Annual Giving, and you'll see everything populate for you, from a sample letter to parents or a sample letter to businesses, your bookkeeping form, summary report form, service unit special event form, anything like that. We have, as I said, sample letters. Feel free to download those. That makes it easy if you would like to make an ask to a business in your community. You know, this makes it easy for you. You have the wording in front of you, because I do always want to mention, we understand that communication is a two-way conversation. And the bottom line is, asking for money is really hard. We understand that. We know it's an uncomfortable conversation to have, and that's what we're here for. So if you ever feel uncomfortable, if you'd like to make an ask to a business or some organization, and you just don't feel comfortable doing it, or you have a leader or a parent who thinks there might be a great opportunity for some funding, but they're uncomfortable with the situation, feel free to reach out. I am happy to do it for you. We can take over and make that work. We just want to make sure that we give you what you need to make sure this campaign is successful. Because without it, GSHH won't be able to continue offering the quality of programs and to keep our properties up for the best use for our girls. So really let me know what you need to be successful. Now quickly, just touching on how we thank our donors. Some people get this question, and I'd like you to be able to have the information to answer. Again, they could always reach out to us. But anyone who donates $49 or less will receive a thank you via email. So if this is someone who is an outside donor and they'd like to donate, who is not a Girl Scout member, or maybe hasn't donated to us before, just ask that they include their email address, because this is the way we will thank them, and they can then have that record for their taxes. Donations of $50 to $249 will receive a hard copy signed thank you letter from our Director of Development, Deb Bogdansky. And donations of $250 or greater will receive a hard copy signed thank you letter from our GSHH CEO, Marie Rieger, and our Board President, Eric Anderson. Those donations of $250 or more are also listed in our annual report. And just want to re-mention here below, you'll see all donations are tax deductible. So please make sure your donors know every penny of every dollar that comes to Girl Scouts is tax deductible. Here quickly is our fund development department. Everyone here is always willing to take a call or an email, so please feel free to reach out. You can take down that information. And all of this webinar will be posted on our website, so you can feel free to jump back on anytime, give yourself a refresher, pull up some contact information if you can't find it or you can't take it down now. But again, everyone here is happy to help. So now I will stop and see if there are any questions. All right, well, it looks like we are not having many questions to be asked. So I want to thank everyone for their time today. Feel free at any time to reach out to any of us, and thank you for all that you do in Girl Scouting.